Question 10. So we're talking about perimeter, so we know that 34 is equal to the arc length, which is theta divided by 360 times by pi times diameter. But we have to add to this the two 4.5s, which is 9 as well. So we find that 34 is equal to theta divided by 360 times by 9 pi, because the diameter of this would be 9, plus 9. So we get 34, take the plus 9 over to become minus 9, is equal to theta divided by 360 times 9 pi. So this is 25, and now I'm going to take the times 9 pi over and make it divide by 9 pi is equal to theta over 360. 360 I'm going to take up in times, so I get 25 times 360 divided by 9 pi equals theta. Now you need to work out 25 divided times 360 and divide by 9. You can do it slightly easier by doing 360 divided by 9 first, which is 40, so you're left with 25 times 40 over pi equals theta. 25 times 40 is 1000, so we end up with 1000 divided by pi equals theta. Question number 11, this is about similarity. So first thing we need to do is 31.5 divided by 6.3, and you'll find that that comes to 5. So what we are saying is that the tall ones are 5 times taller than the small ones. Now 875 solid ornaments would be, if we looked at our table of similarity where we have small, large, scale factor, length, area and volume. So the small length we know is 6.3 and the large is 31.5, and then we know the scale factor is obviously 5 now. If we're talking about solid ornaments, we must be looking at a volume, so we need to cube this to find that the volume scale factor is 5 cubed, which is 125. Now we know we can make 875 of the small objects, and the large objects are 125 times bigger, so we're going to do 875 divided by 125. So you need to work out how many 125s go into 875. Using either, I would do for this, just write down multiples of 125 until you get to 875, and you find that is 7, so they can make 7 large objects. Which of these numbers is rational? A rational number is a number that can be written as a fraction. Of all of these, pi cannot be, root 2 is never ending, the cube root of 16 would be never ending, the cube root of 125 over 8 we can work out because the cube root of 125 is 5 and the cube root of 8 is 2. This can be written as a fraction and is written as a fraction. There is 5 over 2, so therefore it's a rational number. An irrational number, on the other hand, is just a number which is never ending. Now a recurrent decimal is never ending, but because it has a recurring pattern it can be written as a fraction, whereas pi in any form can't be. Question 13, calculate the frequency densities of these. So the frequency density is the frequency divided by the width of the group, so 6 divided by 10 in this case, which is 0.6. This one is 22 divided by 5, so if you did 22 divided by 10 that'd be 2.2, so if I only want to divide it by 5 that would be 4.4. This one is 15 divided by 2.5, so how many 2.5s make 15? So I would say there are two 2.5s to make 5, so therefore there are going to be 6 to make 15. This one is 17 divided by 2.5, slightly more complicated, so I would use 25 into 170 for this one using the bus stop method to get the answer. So first of all we need to know how many 25s go into 170, so that's not going to go exactly, but 150 is a multiple of 25 and there are 6 of them, so it would be 6, and then there are 20 left over, so then we will have 25 into 200, and 25 into 200 is 8, 6.8. Final one, 15 divided by 10, which is 1.5. Draw the histogram now. So 480 to 490 goes up to 0.6, so that's only 3 bars up. I'm going to draw this one freehand and scribbly so it's a bit quicker and you can see it clearer. 490 to 495 is 4.4. Remember to do these with pencil and ruler. 495 to 4975, so halfway through here is going to be up to 6. The next bar is up to 6.8, which is the highest this goes to. And then the final one, 500 to 510, is at 1.5, which is about there. Obviously, you need to be a bit more accurate than me. Use the histogram to estimate the median weight. So the first thing we need to do is work out how many people there are altogether in this survey. So this is a group of 10, and the height is 1, so there is 10 people in this group. This is a width of 5, and it goes up to 2.2. This one has a width of 2.5 and has a frequency density of 6.2, 6.4, 6.6, 6.8. Is that correct? 2, 4, 6, 8, 7, 2, 4, 6, 8, 8. So it's 6.2, 6.4, 6.8. This bar is 2.5 again, and this frequency density is 8. And then the final one is 5, and the frequency density is 4.4. So we can work out each of those bars to find out the total frequency. So we have 10 plus 11 plus 2.5 times 6.8. Obviously I'm doing this with a calculator because it's a bit quicker, but you'd have to be doing this using mental maths. And then the final one plus 22, so you find that there are 80 people altogether. So we are looking for person 40. Now the first 10 are in here, the next 11 are in here, so that's up to 22. The next 17 are up here, so we're into 38. So the person number 40 is the second person within this group. So within that group, we have 20 people in a section that is 2.5 wide. So we need to work out what each person goes up in. So we're going to do 2.5 divided by 20. So each person is 0.125 after the next, if we were to line them up in this row. And the 40th person we said was the second person in this list, so it is 502.5 plus the first person plus then the next person to find the one we want, and when we add that up we get 503.65. Question 14. We need to make this equation look the same as the equation up there. So the equation we have is as follows. And we need to make it look exactly the same as x squared plus x minus 1. So we need to add on a 0.5x, and we also need to add on 1. Now if we're going to do this to the left hand side, we need to do the opposite on the right hand side to balance it out. So over here we're going to have minus 0.5x minus 1. So we're left then with what we want, x squared plus x minus 1, but it's going to have to be equal to minus 0.5x minus 1. So in the question we had y was equal to this, we now have this, so we need to use a table of values and plot this line. So I'm going to use 0, 1 and 2. So minus, well 0.5 from nothing is nothing, minus 1 is minus 1. 0.5 times 1 is 0.5, minus 0.5 minus 1 is minus 1.5. And then when x is 2, this becomes a half of 2, which is 1. So it's minus 1 minus another 1, which is minus 2. I'm going to plot this on the graph. So 0 to minus 1. 0 minus 1. 1, 1.5. And 2 minus... Oh, sorry. I'm putting that in the wrong place. 1 minus 1.5, which would be here. And 2 to minus 2, which is down here. And then we draw that straight line. And the point at which it crosses the graph, which is here, will be the solution to the question. So that is at the point 0, minus 1. Simplify, so we need to factorise both of these expressions. So the top one, 2x squared plus 13x plus 21. Factorise that, we need two numbers that add to make 13 and times to make 42 by multiplying these together, and the numbers are going to be 7 and 6. So we split the 13x up into a 2x squared plus 7x plus 6x plus 21. We factorise the first two bits, so all we have there common is an x, so it's going to be 2x plus 7. In here we have a 3 common, so it's going to be 2x plus 7 again, which gives us the two brackets, 2x plus 7 and x plus 3. So that's the top part done. The bottom part is a difference of two squares. So the bottom part we have two brackets that are exactly the same. One's positive, one's negative. Square root of that is 2x, and the square root of that is 7, so in both brackets we have the same. So our fraction now becomes 2x plus 7, x plus 3, all divided by 2x plus 7, 2x minus 7. These are the same, we can cancel them out, and this then becomes our final answer.